The H3 Podcast is a YouTube podcast which is hosted weekly with a variety of huge guests, including famous stars and YouTubers telling their own stories of success and also some of their own sad personal stories sometimes. I hope you have a few tissues near you because these moments will probably make you quite sad. So let's count the 3 saddest moments on the H3 Podcast. Episode 11 of the podcast includes H3 Productions' parents. While telling the livestream ghost stories from their past, one is very heartwarming and also quite sad. The story goes that before H3 Productions was born, his parents split up for a little while. But after an out-of-body experience that Ethan's mum tells on the podcast, they get back together. Take a look.
I'll start with you, Mom. Do you have any ghost stories?
Your father and I have been married for 42 years.
42 years.
Wow.
42 years.
Seems like a long time.
Yes. And all marriages have ups and downs. There's no such perfect marriage. And we got married when we were young. And there was a time in our relationship where we broke up for a little bit. I don't know if you remember that.
I know the story.
It was like way before you were born. This was a time in my life, a short time, when I was with another person. And I was actually in bed.
You guys weren't together. You blew it.
Yeah.
No wonder I never heard this story.
I was actually in bed, and this other person was sleeping, and I was up. At least I thought I was up. Maybe I was sleeping. And I just remember I was somehow I was like flying, and I was looking down on myself and this other person, and I thought for a minute that this was really cool that I was flying, and then I got scared.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I got scared, and then I remember I took my hand and I tried to grab myself to hold on to not like fly away from my body, and my hand went through my body, and I thought, oh my God, am I dead? What's happening?
Crazy.
And then at the last minute, when I realized that maybe this is not a good thing, maybe this isn't a dream, maybe something horrible has happened to me, I screamed out your father's name. I did, I swear to God.
That's a wonderful story.
I screamed out your name because I wanted you, and I think we got back together.
You have
afterwards.
such good taste.
Wow, that was a wonderful story. What was the problem with that story?
I was in
I have
bed
no problem
sleeping
with that
another
story.
man.
You were together. You had to break up.
Philip DeFranco is a huge YouTuber with millions of subscribers. Just as he was starting his YouTube career, he was catfished to a very extreme level, losing a lot of money in the process. If you didn't know, catfishing is where one person over the internet pretends to be someone they are not. His story is quite sad but helped him become a successful YouTuber and helped him to be where he is now.
So the other one, I mean, the classic story, which just fascinates me.
Oh, the catfish.
The catfish.
Yeah.
You met a girl. You talked a lot with her.
Yes.
You were in love.
I really liked her.
There was there was heavy liking going on. You moved from where, Florida?
Yeah, so, North Carolina to New York.
So, North Carolina to New York, and when you got there, she gave you an address and everything?
Yes.
So you got there, she wasn't there.
She wasn't there. Yeah, the whole story is that she faked being this, like, dancer that was going to, like, was it Juilliard? It was,
wow.
Yeah, it was like, and
nice.
I was like, oh, it's very cool.
Nice. Yeah.
And she made up that she had this little sister, and she had this ex-boyfriend and this whole friend group, and it ended up turning out that she faked being every single one of those people.
Oh my God.
When I got to New York, when I got to New York, she faked being her ex-boyfriend and another guy who kidnapped her and raped her in a park. And she ended up, according to another friend, one of her girlfriends, ended up being in a hospital, and that's why she wasn't able to see me.
Wait, you were talking to all these people?
Yeah, it was like...
And they were all
This
her?
was like back on MySpace.
AOL chat or whatever. MySpace, yeah, back in the day.
And so I'm getting all these messages, and it's like, oh my God, what? And it took me like 36... Because I stayed in New York, I was just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Because I put everything in my 1996 Geo Prism, drove to New York. By the time I got up there, I had pretty much no money left. Because
you got there, And you're like, there's nobody here. You're not here at your house.
Yeah, it looked like it was just like an abandoned house.
Okay.
And I was just like, what is this?
Right.
And so
then you message her.
What do you do at that point?
yeah,
too?
she doesn't respond for, I want to say it's like 36 hours. She finally responds when I'm on like I'd stopped off the, no, so that's what it was.
Where did you go in that time?
So I was just driving through boroughs. I'm trying to remember if I even had
Did you sleep in your
a
car?
cell phone on me. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I was like not too pumped about.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like trying to find out any family I still had out there, and I couldn't find any numbers. And then I remember I ended up like calling her from a payphone. I think I'm trying to remember where I was driving, but I just remember I remember the New Jersey Turnpike, and I drove off and I called on a payphone, and she was acting like she was hurt, and she kept the whole thing going. And the thing that hurts my brain is I then put myself into debt. I maxed out all my credit cards to get back to North Carolina. None of our mutual friends, because we're like from like 90% of my friend group at this time was just like all online, right? It was just like a bunch of loners talking to each other and in chat rooms and stuff. No one believed me.
Oh my God.
Everyone thought that this girl had actually like been hurt and I was being a dick, and I was and I bailed on her, and no one believed me for like 3 months until she did it to another guy that was a part of the friend group. And that was, for me, that was like, that just destroyed me, because.
So what the hell? Who is this girl? What is she doing now?
One of the girls was part of our mutual friend group. After she did it to another guy, said it was a 16-year-old girl in Kansas.
Lil Peep was a music artist who unfortunately died very young from an overdose last year. He had also become very close to a huge music star known as Post Malone. You might have heard of him. But they were becoming very good friends before Lil Peep passed away, and hearing Post Malone talk about it is actually very depressing. So rest in peace to Lil Peep, and hear this part of the podcast.
You were close friends with Lil Peep?
Yeah.
That was sad, man.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
I met him in London, and he's such a fucking good dude, and he was really like such a good guy. Such a talented fucking dude, and he was gonna fucking change music for fucking ever, and it sucks, dude. It sucks.
I saw that video of him, like his last video of him with the Xanax.
Oh, his friend was recording him.
Did you see that?
I didn't want to watch it. It sucks, dude.
It's fucking sad, dude. His friend was recording that, huh?
It sucks. It's fucking trash, dude.
It's where people were saying that he committed suicide, but I didn't see that at all. He just seems like he took too many Xanax.
No, it was cut with something. It was laced with something, with fentanyl. And the girl who gave it to him is in custody, I guess.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
So there was like foul play?
I don't know. But I mean, shit, anybody can go and buy a pill press.
Yeah.
Whoa.
$25.
I didn't know that.
Crazy.
It's fucked. It's fucked. I fucking love that kid, man. Sucks ass.
Rip Lil Peep.
For real,
It's
for
just
fucking
21.
ever, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it
He had a
sucks.
cool thing, man, like Rip Lil Peep.
He was the fucking shit.
I mean, I think in a way it's important that people realize how dangerous that shit is.
Well, here's my whole issue, and I think it's fucked up that he literally had just passed, and all the people on the internet, on Twitter and shit, were like, "Here, kids, this is an example. Stop fucking glorifying drugs and fucking hip hop and shit." But it's not like anybody asked to A, get hooked on shit, and B, have issues within yourself that something makes you feel better and you can't help it. So this dude just fucking died, and everybody takes it as a prime opportunity to shame people who may have issues with drugs instead of supporting them, like saying it's gonna be all right, like we'll figure this out. And I think that's what the fucked up part is.
That's a really good point.
That's what we always talk about addiction as well, is that like it doesn't just take a drug.
Right.
You can try a drug and you'll be fine.
Right.
You don't get addicted immediately.
Right.
You gotta have real issues.
That's true.
Right.
That's what
Yeah,
causes.
like,
People
shitty
act
part.
like if you this is an extreme example, but if you shoot up heroin once, your life is ruined. And it's like, well, you don't generally get addicted to drugs unless you have something underneath that you're treating, you're medicating yourself for.
Right.
I think that's a very wise way to think about it.
I just think it's fucking. He's gonna fucking change shit. I mean, fuck. But it sucks. He's a good guy. It sucks ass.
Rip.
For real. Fuck it. Fucking.
Is that a thing?
You pour out out a little beer for
on
the
the
dearly
table.
departed.
Thanks for watching. For the full clips, check out the H3 podcast on YouTube. It's very easy to find. I'll leave the link in the description. If I left out any clips that were very sad, let me know in the comments and I could make a part 2. But anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you are new around here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.